Okay, good evening, everyone. I welcome you to the Food for Diabetes Masterclass. Okay, so I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is not your first webinar. So the first thing I want to mention is that if you have failed before at being at your best health or managing your diabetes in the past, then it's not your fault because there's a lot of information out there and it can be confusing many times, okay? All the information overload from Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, broadcast messages can keep you from success because it's one new thing that doesn't work after the other, right? And the big corporations and pharmaceutical companies may want you to think that you need to solely depend on your medications every single day to make sure that you don't die from certain ailments like diabetes. But I'm here to tell you that they are wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. Okay? So if you've ever thought that some of these corporations want you to remain sick, you are probably right because they do not benefit from you being well and active. They make billions selling these medications that relieve you in the short term, but with consistent use, it weakens your immune system and it reduces your quality of life, which makes you seek options all over again. So it's important that they make sure that you are in need of drugs all the time. And let's not even begin with social media and all the information on social media with products that would claim to cure your diabetes without any scientific backup or clinical approval, okay? Some people don't even know the content of the products they sell, okay? They simply want your money and even go as far as coming up with fake testimonials, all right? So the difference with us is that we actually care about your success, and I truly want to see you live the life of your dreams. So that is what we are here for today. How can we really make your health better? Okay, I know that many of us want to see our kids grow up. You want to be here. You want to live long. You don't want to die to diabetes. You want to eat the fruits of your labor, right? You don't want to cut your life short. So I want to show you how we can make all of that happen in this masterclass, okay? So I welcome you once again to the Food for Diabetes Masterclass. We're going to be learning the clinically approved and the most effective means to manage your diabetes simply by utilizing the power of food and relying less on your medications, okay? So if at any point you cannot hear me, please let me know using the chat. And if at any point you cannot see my screen, please let me know using the chat as well, okay? So why should you stick around? Today marks a new day for your health and life. I would be explaining how your body works right now as a diabetic patient. It's not the same as a regular person. I would explain why your drugs are not the best way for you to manage your diabetes and what is. I'm also going to be explaining a question that some of us have. Does diabetes have a cure? Is there a cure out there for me in this world? We are going to answer that question. And I will tell you how you can heal your system via dieting and depending less on medications. I would also expose a clinically approved and most effective way to manage your diabetes simply using your food. And I also have a free gift for you if you stay to the very end of this session, okay? So this session is going to last only 90 minutes. I started at 7 p.m. on the dot, okay? And I'm going to end at 8:30. I wouldn't stay here 1 minute past 8:30, okay? So in the next couple of minutes, I have only one goal, all right? My goal is to get you to believe that your food is the answer to managing your diabetes effectively without any side effects, okay? And I am going to give you a simple framework that would make it very simple for you to achieve that result, okay? So who am I? Who is the person behind this camera talking? Well, my name is Rita. I am a medical student. I am a wellness consultant, and I am also your host for today. I am so sorry that I cannot put on my camera right now because my computer, my MacBook is broken. I spilled water on my MacBook and the camera is damaged, okay? So you would see me hopefully at a later time, but as of today, I don't have access to a camera, okay? So my name is Rita. I'm a medical student, I'm a wellness consultant, and I'm your host for today. Now, in the past year, I have had an amazing opportunity to work with a number of hypertensive patients, and I've been able to help them get their lives back on track, but it wasn't always this way. So a few years ago, I came home to my hypertensive dad suffering a stroke. And as the first child, I quickly went into survival mode because, like many African homes, my dad is a breadwinner of the family. So my dad has had high blood pressure for over 20 years, okay? Now, I was in school when he suffered a stroke, but I wasn't told until I got home, so that I wouldn't panic and have anxiety and fail my exams. But when I saw him, my question to him was, I knew he was hypertensive and I knew that he takes antihypertensive medications every single day. For those of you who also have high blood pressure as well as diabetes, you know that you take your antihypertensive drugs almost every day, right? So I was curious and I was wondering how come that someone would take drugs every day for over 20 years and they would still suffer the same thing that the drug is supposed to prevent them from suffering, right? So I didn't want to lose my dad, okay? And I decided to look for better options because the path that my dad was on was not the best, okay? So in my family, diseases like hypertension and diabetes, they kind of run in the family. On my mom's side, it's diabetes. On my dad's side, it's high blood pressure, okay? So in my dad's words, his drugs were blood thinning, the laxatives kept him tired, obese, and almost immobile, okay? So thankfully, in medical school, I was given this 16-week medical research project, and I was asked to choose one medical condition and research extensively on treatment options, okay? And what I realized is the mechanism of managing hypertension and diabetes are very simultaneous. They are very similar to one another, okay? So what I'm going to be sharing with you today are my findings, my research on treatment options, natural and more effective treatment options for diabetic patients, okay? So this is simply my life's calling. I am a year 3 medical student, so as I am still journeying to getting my degree, I can help you right now, okay? Giving you the best advice as I can to the best of my knowledge, okay? So what I'm going to be sharing with you today are simply my findings and my research on how you can truly manage your diabetes effectively, okay? In a clinically approved way. So we are not going to be straying away from anything that medicine has already established up until this point, okay? All right, so right now I want to get some comments from you. We are about to dive into the session. We're about to get very serious. We're about to get into some educational information, okay? So I just want you to tell me in the chat if we are together. You can just type it. You can just type, I can hear you, I'm with you, we are together. Just let me know, okay? Are we all on the same page? Please let me know. Okay, so let's move forward. In order for us to truly battle diabetes, we have to understand diabetes and how we get it, okay? So first off, we need to realize that there are 2 types of diabetes. We have type 1 and we have type 2, okay? So type 1 diabetes, it's an autoimmune disorder, okay? It's usually as a result of genes, sometimes environmental factors, and it's mostly children and women that suffer from type 1 diabetes, okay? However, type 2 diabetes takes 90% of all diabetic cases, and it's something it's our sole focus for today's session, okay? Now, for type 2 diabetes, there are 2 sections on how we get it. The first is via your family history. So remember I said that diabetes kind of runs on my mom's side. So if you have family that have probably dealt with diabetes in the past, or they have issues like cardiovascular diseases, then the chances are that you may also suffer the same thing, right? And I'm going to be explaining why we have this sort of family history in a moment, okay? But family history and your genes are the first part, okay? And the second part, we have your lifestyle choices. And that's actually one of the major ways that people become diabetic patients today, okay? Simply because of their lifestyle choices. So we have obesity is one of them, lack of physical activity, you not eating healthy, your age and your race can also play a role. And we also have oxidative stress and poor metabolism. Okay. So now I want to ask you a very important question. Do you believe that diabetes has a cure? Do you believe that diabetes has a cure? In your own view of diabetes, do you believe that there is a cure out there? Do you believe that there is something that you can take out there in the world that would make you completely free 100% from diabetes? I would love to see your comments in the chat, because this session is quite an interactive one. Okay, I see a lot of people saying no. Okay. Remember, my question is, do you think that there is something out there for you in this world that you would take and you would be completely free from diabetes 100%? Do you believe that something like that exists? Okay, so some people are no and other people are yes. Okay. Now, this is a very important question, and answering it is going to be the basis of our entire conversation. Okay. Now, according to WebMD, there is no cure to diabetes. It may be tempting for us to think that there is a cure somewhere, okay? Or that there is a pill somewhere that when you take that pill, when you take that drink, when you take that, whatever it is, okay, all your diabetes is going to go away, right? But nothing exists like that, okay? With the research that has been done so far in the medical world, there is no cure to diabetes, okay? Now we have to ask ourselves, what do we really mean by cure? Okay, now according to the dictionary, to cure someone in medicine today means to relieve a person of the symptoms of a disease, to heal or to restore to health. Now I want to ask you another question. Do you think that curing your disease is to simply make the symptoms of that disease go away? If your symptoms go away, do you consider yourself cured of your disease? Is health being simply symptom-free? I want to hear your comments in the chat. If somebody tells you, okay, I have a cure for you, do you think that person is just talking about your symptoms? If all your symptoms of being a diabetic patient go away, are you cured of diabetes? Okay, so I see some people saying no and some people are saying yes. The answer to that is no, right? Because if you don't take away the root cause of a problem, the problem is still there. Okay, so according to the dictionary, to cure as a noun is a substance that someone would take to relieve the person of the symptoms of a disease, which is what your medications do. If you look at your medications and if you check your medication history, you will see that all your medications simply do is to relieve the symptoms of diabetes. Okay, so I would give you an example. A heart attack is a symptom that resulted from a way of life that has been developing for over 20 to 30 years. So if somebody has a heart attack and they go to the hospital and they just treat the heart attack, but they don't treat the root cause of the problem, maybe it's hypertension, maybe that person has diabetes. So if that diabetes or hypertension is not controlled, the person can definitely suffer another heart attack, right? So being free of your symptoms doesn't mean that you are free from that disease, okay? And when we say cure, we mean to be done with it and to be done with it forever, right? But I'll be honest with you, there is no cure to diabetes, okay? Because there is no pill, there is no substance, there is no herbal drink, whatever it is that you would take today that would take your diabetes away forever. Now, the question you're going to ask me is why? The simple reason is because diabetes is not a disease. Diabetes is a physiological adaptation. It's an adaptation of life because none of your body parts are malfunctioning. Nothing is broken as a diabetic patient, okay? So there would never be a cure because there is no disease to be cured in the first place, okay? Your body has changed into being in a state of a diabetic patient because of the conditions that you gave it, okay? Your body is smart and everything your body does is on purpose, okay? Remember that your body has been keeping you alive for as long as you have been alive for, Okay, so your body knows how to keep you alive. Okay, it's very smart and it always returns to balance, except something goes otherwise. So if you look at yourself as a diabetic patient, you are not actually suffering from a disease, but a physiological adaptation. And that's why there is no cure to diabetes, because there is nothing to be cured. Okay, this is like a sort of mindset shift that I want you to have. And that's why there would never be a cure, because none of your body parts are malfunctioning. Your kidney is not broken, neither is your liver, neither is your pancreas. Nothing is malfunctioning. None of your organs or tissues are malfunctioning in you as a diabetic patient. So there can never be a cure, because there is nothing to be cured. Okay. Now, when I say physiological adaptation, some people are like, what does that mean? And I will just explain it to you using some examples. Okay. Now, if we take a bodybuilder, somebody that wants to build up their Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? I was disconnected for a bit. Please let me know if you can hear me and if you can see my screen. Okay. All right. So I was in the process of explaining physiological adaptation and what it means. Okay. So if a bodybuilder, someone that wants to build up their muscles, build up their body, they start going to the gym one day, a week, a month, they are putting stress on their muscles, and their body responds in order to withstand the pressure and the stress that they are giving to their body responds by building more muscles, right? Likewise, somebody that sits at home all day, their body doesn't give them any muscle because they are not putting on any stress on their muscles. Okay. So everything that your body does is in response to one thing. Okay. If you have never experienced snow before, okay, and it begins to snow where you are, you would start freezing. You would feel like you are freezing to death because your body has not adapted to the snow environment or a snowy environment, right? Meanwhile, it's a reverse for somebody else who is used to being in a snowy environment, okay? So if somebody is used to a cold weather and all of a sudden it gets really hot, they are going to feel like they are heating up, okay? So if you don't use something, your body down regulates that thing, okay? It's just like the parable of the talents in the Bible, for those of you that are Christians, okay? So remember, the master gave his servants, he called 3 servants. He gave the first one 5 talents, right? He gave the other one 2 talents, and he gave the last servant, he gave him 1 talent, right? And the servants that he gave 5 talents, they went and used their talents and got even 5 more talents, right? Likewise, the person that he gave 2 talents, he invested his talents and he got 2 more. And the person with 1 just went and buried it. Okay, and that 1 talent that he had was taken away from him. So if you don't use something, your body down regulates that thing. So everything that your body does is in response to something. Okay, your body adapts to certain conditions and also to the environment. Okay, if you don't take cold showers regularly and you start the habit of taking cold showers, you will get used to cold showers. Your body is going to adapt to cold showers, right? So these are just some simple examples of physiological adaptation. Now, let me explain diabetes and physiological adaptation, okay? Diabetes is a late stage of what we call insulin resistance. It's not a disease. Insulin resistance in itself is not a disease. You adapt to being an insulin resistant person. Okay. And for someone to be insulin resistant, it simply means that the body does not process sugar as it used to. Okay. Now, I want us to go back in time. How old are you right now? I want you to start calculating your age, subtract 20 from your current age. So let's assume you are 50. Let's travel back in time to when you were 30 years old. So let us go back 20 years before we were diagnosed with diabetes and before we were then put on medications, okay? All right, now let's go back in time. Now I put a little graph here. The blue represents insulin, okay? Insulin is simply a hormone, okay? That packages carbohydrates, that packages blood sugar and puts it into your cell so that you can make use of it as energy, and also give it to your blood organs, your brain, give it to your organs so that they can work, okay? That's simply what insulin is. Now, the blue one is insulin, okay? And the red one, you can see highlighted, that's our glucose, okay? So let's look back now to 20 years ago. Probably you were not diagnosed with diabetes 20 years ago. Let's look at what has been going on in your body 20 years before you were diagnosed as a diabetic patient, okay? So in year one, you are eating normally. You are taking your everyday Nigerian food. You wake up in the morning, you take your bread and tea. In the afternoon, you eat rice or eat eba and soup. In the night, you probably take something. Maybe some people don't even take dinner. Maybe some people just take rice. You know, you are living your life normally, right? You're probably very young, enjoying your life, enjoying your teens. You know, everything is going well. Okay, so your carbohydrate level optimal, and then we have your insulin. So your body produces enough insulin that would be able to match the carbohydrates and the processed foods and the sugary foods, all the soft drinks you've been taking. Your body would now produce enough insulin, okay? So your body would tell your pancreas, okay, produce insulin. Let us take this blood sugar out of the blood. Give it to your hands, give it to your legs, give it to your brain so that it can use that for energy. That's how you have energy to do, you know, to go to work, to walk around, do all the things that you have to do, okay? Okay, year one, everything is fine. Your insulin and your glucose are on the same level, right? Now you continue in the same pattern. Nothing really changes. You are still taking your normal Nigerian meals, which are mostly carbohydrates-rich foods, right? But then there's a problem because sometimes, because your glucose, your carbohydrates, all the processed foods you are taking, all the soft drinks you are taking, all the sugary foods that you are taking, your body doesn't need all that sugar. It doesn't really need all of it. So your body will make use of what it can, and your body will store the rest for later. Okay? But then there's a problem. Your body doesn't get to use what it is storing for later because you are always eating. You are always eating something. You never stop. These days, we don't have fasting periods except if it's for religious purposes, right? It's not like in the olden days when they eat like once or twice a day. These days, we eat as much as 5 to 6 times a day, right? So your body doesn't get to use the the sugar that it is storing for later. So what's happening now is, even though your diet has not changed, you are still taking your carbohydrate foods, your eba, your rice, your bread, okay? But in year 7, you now see that the amount of insulin that it would take has now gone up. In fact, it has tripled. It has tripled, okay? Because your body doesn't need all that blood sugar. It doesn't need it. So your body now needs to produce more insulin so that it can package all that sugar and take it out of the blood, because if your blood sugar is so high, it can kill you, okay? So that's what happens now in year 7. So we are in year 7 right now, okay? Now let's move on to year 15. Now 15 years have gone by. Your diet has also not changed, okay? You are still eating as you are eating, all right? But your blood sugar is now going high because your body is not making use of all the ones that it is storing, because you are continually eating and consuming carbohydrates and sugary foods, okay? So now you can see that the amount of insulin that it takes for your body to process all the sugar, in fact, the ones that it is using and the ones that it is storing, okay? It now needs so much more insulin times 3 of what it needed in year 7 to control this blood sugar. Okay, so your blood sugar is going up. Likewise, your insulin is also going up. Okay, But remember, your diet has not changed. It's not like you are doing anything out of the ordinary, okay? You are living a normal life. Meanwhile, your body internally is going haywire. So in year 1, everything is quite balanced, right? But then when you get to year 7, you start having problems because your blood sugar is going up and you are not giving your body time to make use of the ones that it is storing. Okay? So your body is producing more insulin to manage the same amount of glucose, of sugar that it used to do in year 1. So in year 7, your problems have actually started, but you don't know. You think that you are fine. Okay? Good. You go year 15, it's still increasing. Likewise, your insulin is also going up to manage the same amount of blood sugar, still in year 1, but because of the amount of time that has passed, your body is not making use of the sugar and the glucose that it is storing up for later purposes. Those later days never come. So it just keeps piling and piling and piling and piling, and your insulin keeps going up, up, up. Okay? And likewise, we get to year 20. So now your blood sugar has gone out of control. Your body has made use of, it has maxed out its capacity to store blood sugar for later purposes. Okay? And what happens is that your body sees this as such a dangerous situation, and it is. So it produces higher levels of insulin to tackle this blood sugar. But then there is a problem. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere because the capacity that your body has to store this blood glucose has been maxed out already. And that's when you go to the clinic and they tell you that your blood sugar is high. And then they tell you that you are a diabetic patient. So in year 20, you are now full-blown diabetic patient, which is the stage that most of us are in right now. Okay? So do you see that diabetes didn't just come out of the blue? Okay? I would love to see your comments in the chat. Can you hear me? Are we together? Do you understand what I'm trying to explain? Do you understand everything I'm trying to explain? Do you understand my graph? Do you understand the journey of 20 years and developing diabetes? I'd love to see your comments. All right, so this is what we call physiological adaptation. Okay, now as a regular person, okay, you need just about 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of sugar per your entire blood volume. Okay, but an average person has about 31 of those teaspoons per blood volume. Okay, all your carbohydrate foods are all broken down into glucose. Okay, everything still ends up as sugar when everything is done. Okay, so a normal person just needs about 1 teaspoon, but for a lot of us, so many people are even pre-diabetic patients, which is what we call insulin resistance, but they don't know. Okay, it's only until you go to the hospital then you start asking yourself, how did all this come about? Okay, I wasn't a diabetic patient yesterday. They just diagnosed me with diabetes this morning. It doesn't work like that. It has been growing, okay, for at least the past 20 years. So many people are above 31 times their recommended blood sugar level, okay? And this can lead to so many problems, okay? Because excess sugar, it decreases the elasticity of your blood vessels, okay? Causing reduced supply of blood and oxygen to different parts of your body. So being a diabetic patient, having high blood sugar can also lead to high blood pressure. And it can also damage small and large blood vessels. So this is how a regular person's blood vessel would be. And this is how a diabetic patient's blood vessel would be. You can see blood sugar is just roaming about in the blood vessels, okay? And it would make it lose its elasticity. And it would also obstruct blood and oxygen from getting to where it's supposed to get to, okay? So this sugar buildup in your blood vessel can reduce blood flow, and it can also damage certain nerves, okay? So this can lead to stroke, it can lead to heart disease, it can also lead to a kidney failure, okay? And also liver disease too, because your liver is the only thing that can process sugar. None of your body parts, again, can store or process sugar, Okay, that's the work of your liver. So if you now overwork your liver by giving it excess glucose, your liver is going to start malfunctioning. Okay, and you know that your liver is so important, especially for detoxifying you, taking away all that harmful stuff out of your system. Okay, it's very important. So if you mess up your liver, you don't have to take alcohol to mess up your liver. Okay, we have what we call non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So sugar is a new alcohol in today's world. All right. So a sugar buildup, it decreases blood flow and it damages your nerves. Okay, leading to other complications as well. Okay, and this nerve destroying all these nerves and blood vessels is what leads to people having vision problems as diabetic patients and eventually getting amputated. Okay, or having diabetic foot ulcer or peripheral artery disease. Okay, so all of these things are the complications of your body adapting to being in a condition of a diabetic patient. All right. So I would love to see your comments now. Do we understand how diabetes and physiological adaptation go in hand? Do you now see that diabetes is not something that is a disease, sort of? Okay. Your body has sort of been conditioned into this position. Okay. And also, when we say that diabetes runs in the family, do you know that many of us, really, diabetes is not in your genes? Okay. The reason we say that diabetes runs in the family is because we pass down our eating habits and our lifestyle patterns down to our kids. Okay. The same way your parents ate is most likely the same way that you eat. And the same way you eat is the same way that your kids will also eat as well. Okay. And if everybody is eating in a certain way and you don't exercise in your family, you don't understand the importance of exercising and getting out all that blood glucose and making use of your stored glucose, then it's much likely that that family is going to have a diabetic run in their family. So yes, some people have it in their genes. Okay, some people do have it in their genes, but I bet you the the amount of people that have it in their genes are way less than people who are just getting diabetes because of physiological adaptation. Okay, so it's not really that diabetes runs in your family, but unhealthy patterns that run in your family. Okay, all right, so I hope that we are together. Now, if I said earlier that our body is smart, our body can do a good job of keeping you alive if you give it the right tools, we can now ask ourselves this very important question. Why would a smart body like mine not respond to insulin? Why would my body not find ways to make use of that stored glucose, right? So that our insulin level doesn't get so high, as well as our blood sugar, right? So if my body is so smart, why doesn't it devise a means to get rid of that stored glucose? Now, in the earlier centuries, okay, if you think back to ancient times, they had feasting times and they had fasting times, right? When you eat food, you need to give your body time to digest and use up that food. It's only when you start storing things that people get fat and people develop things like diabetes. Okay. Now, your body will definitely store up for later times. But the issue with our world today is that we don't clean out our pantry. We don't clean out our body system. We can say that our systems are clogged with all manner of things. Like I said earlier, the only time that we actually fast in today's world is for religious purposes. I believe that fasting is one of medicine's most underutilized tools of healing today. So many things can be cured with simply fasting and cleaning out your pantry. Okay? So your body doesn't just use sugar for energy, it also uses it as building blocks. Okay? But when it gets too much, it can cause serious problems. So in the past, people just used to eat like 1 to 2 meals a day. And even then, they would eat healthy foods. They'll eat very balanced diet. They'll eat lots of fruits and vegetables. okay? But right now, it's one processed food to the other. Even seasoning is processed. It's one processed food to another. If it's not corned beef, it is sausage. If it's not sausage, it's Indomie. It's one thing to the other. We lack, first of all, we lack healthy meals. We lack balanced diets. And we also eat too much. You don't need to eat 5 to 6 times a day. You don't need so much in between meals to survive. So this is one of the reasons why so many people are diabetic today, okay? Especially with fast food and frying a lot of foods. All these things all play their roles in determining your state of health, okay? So it's the condition that you give to your body that your body adapts to, okay? So in the olden times, they gave their body good, healthy conditions and their body adapted into being healthy, right? But in today's world, we have lots of sweets and candies and processed foods and soft drinks and so many different things. You know them all, right? And so our body has also adapted into diabetic patients, into hypertensive patients, okay? All right. So let me just give us a recap. Your body releases insulin to package this blood sugar and give it to your cells, give it to your liver. But your body has had so much. Your body is saying, is begging you, please, I'm done for the day. Enough sugar, enough glucose. But the next day you still eat bread and your rice and your eba. Okay? So your body is begging you, but you just keep giving it. There is no time to clean out the pantry and make use of the one it has already stored. Okay? So your body has no choice than to just store everything in your liver, which would lead to liver disease. Okay? So your blood sugar is high, but then your insulin is also 10 times higher than what it's supposed to. Okay? And remember, I said that your pancreas is not broken. Everything is malfunctioning the way it's supposed to malfunction. So diabetes is not a disease because none of your organs are malfunctioning. Nothing is broken in your body system. You are fine. You have just adapted to a certain way of living. So what do we need to do to manage this? What we are doing right now is to make use of medications. So with everything that I have explained, you'll probably be thinking about some solutions to this, right? You'll probably be thinking, okay, maybe I need to cut down on some certain foods. Maybe I need to fast more. But what does medicine do? When you go to the clinic and you see that your blood sugar is high, they rarely tell patients about the importance of these things. What they would do is to give you a medication that would force your body to accept more glucose. Force your body to accept more glucose. That is, force your body to do what your body is tired of doing. And I bet you, if you force your body to do what your body doesn't want to do, it's going to fight back. And how does it fight back? How does it show itself? Yes, it will respond to the purpose of the medications, right? By lowering your blood sugar, okay? But you must pay the price by suffering the side effects of that medication. You must. So the problem with our means today is that we are not really going about it in a good way. Okay, instead of us to do what we are supposed to do, which I would reveal to you soon, we are forcing our body to do what it does not want to do. So your medications actually make things worse in an attempt to help you by forcing your body to take in glucose and forcing your body to do what it is incapable of doing, thereby making you deal with side effects as well as reducing your life's quality. You have to know that it reduces your life quality, right? Because all these medications, they find their way into your bloodstream, into your cells, your tissues, and your organs, okay? So forcing it is not making matters better, okay? So another thing that our medications get wrong is it focuses on just one part of the problem. So if we go back to our graph right here, if we go back to our graph, we can see that there are two issues here. The first is the red one that is going up. The next is the blue one is also going up, right? So your medications do a good job with helping you with this red one. That is your blood sugar. Okay, they do a fantastic job. They would lower your blood sugar. But what about this blue one? What happens to the blue one? Why do we leave it? And you see, that's actually the key. That's the key to getting, or should I say, managing your diabetes effectively, your insulin level. Because diabetes is not just blood sugar, blood sugar, blood sugar. Your insulin has gone so high, okay, as opposed to what it's supposed to be. At least 10 times higher than it's supposed to be. So your medications, yes, they do a good job in reducing your blood sugar. They would help you prevent microvessel disease, liver failure, keep you from going blind, save you from amputations and neuropathy. But what about the excess insulin? The excess insulin is still there. And remember, your pancreas is not broken. It's producing as you are consuming food. So if you don't stop consuming all those carbohydrates and sugary foods, then your insulin will always keep going up, regardless of how much medications you take. And that's the problem with our medications. They are not treating the problem from the root, which is this insulin. And as you keep consuming food, you're not fasting, your insulin is going to keep going up, and it would lead you to having belly fat, obesity, still suffering a heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, dementia. That's why somebody that is on medications for over 20 years will still suffer a stroke. And we are asking why. We are asking why. I was asking why when my dad suffered a stroke, because I was so confused. How come you are taking medications and you still suffer a stroke? Because your medications are not treating the root cause of the problem that is supposed to prevent that stroke from happening. Okay? So if our drugs do not treat this insulin resistance, if our drugs don't treat this insulin resistance, what does? How can we get rid of this insulin resistance? It's so simple. It's as simple as ABC. Undo the adaptation. Diabetes is not a disease. You have just adapted to this condition. Undo it. Because your body is not broken. Your organs are not broken. Everything is functioning the way it's supposed to function. So start undoing it. And this means that you should now start taking less of fructose, less sugar, less processed foods. Stop eating as frequent as you are eating, and then less carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is actually the list of your problems. This list is in order. The first thing you want to look at is your sugar, then processed food. Okay? Processed food, including foods that you fry. Okay? Today you eat street buns, tomorrow you're eating donuts, fast food, all these processed foods, you know them. And after that, you now look at how much you eat in a day, how much you are snacking in a day. Because as you keep chunking down, putting down, your insulin is going up. Every time you eat, your insulin goes up. Every time you eat. So if you now eat 6 times in a day, that means you've risen your insulin by 6 in just that day alone. Okay? So I know what you're thinking. Rita, I know all these things, okay? I've cut down my carbohydrates. I've cut down my fried foods. I've cut down my starchy foods, my sugar, sweet things, but my health is still the same. Now, listen, when it comes to your meals, okay, there are 4 things, I would say 4 secrets that diabetic patients fail to realize when it comes to their diets, okay? So the first one is your carb, okay? The next one is your fructose. Now, you have to also choose foods, carbohydrate foods that have a low glycemic index, okay? And then high healthy fats. So some people don't like fats because they think that it will make you fat. That's not true. Okay? There are healthy sources of fats that are very essential for your system. So that instead of your body to be using glucose as fuel, your body can start using fats as fuel. Okay? So the best kind of diet for a diabetic patient to have is a low carb, high protein, high fat diet. Low carb, high protein, high fat diet. Okay? And I know what some of us are thinking as well. Okay, I understand that I don't just need to lower my carb, but I need to increase my protein and fat. But I don't know any protein or healthy fat foods that I can eat. So I want to show you a list now of my 10 best protein and healthy fat foods to eat, including fruits. So please screenshot this slide for those of you that would need it for later references. This is what your meals should mostly contain. The first thing is, if you must take fruits, take your berries instead. Okay? Take leafy vegetables like your lettuce, your spinach, your ugu. Okay? Take non-starchy vegetables. Okay? Like your broccoli, your celery, your Brussels sprouts. Take in healthy fats like coconut oil, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Okay? Take in olives instead. Take in avocado. Take more of nuts and seeds like chia seeds, chickpeas, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds. And your protein. So you have your eggs, your dairy, and don't remove the yolk. The yolk is not bad for you. There's a common misconception that, egg yolk raises your cholesterol. It doesn't. And even if it's going to raise any cholesterol, it's your good cholesterol. Your egg yolk is like nature's multivitamin to you. So please don't throw it away. Okay? And then you have your meats and your poultry. All right? Now I want to show you this review. Mrs. Linda says, I am a highly insulin-resistant type 2 diabetic patient. I only eat avocados, olives, and organic strawberries when they are in season. Any other fruits send my glucose levels soaring. Eliminating fruits, higher carb vegetables, and starches has permitted me to lose weight and come off insulin resistance. I am proof that severe insulin resistance can be improved through dietary changes. Okay, so right now we have seen this list, but many of us are also looking at the list like, okay, what happens to my eba? What happens to my rice? What happens to my potato? What happens to my yam? Okay, all these foods that you are mentioning, like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and nuts and olives, I've never seen them in my life. Okay, I still need to eat food. If not, I'm going to die. This list is too scanty for me, Rita. Okay. And also, I know that you may have other objections, like I work a 9-to-5 job. I'm over 60 years old. My environment is not favorable to me. I don't have time. I don't have energy to go and be looking for these foods. All right. So I also have a solution for that. I want to show you how you can create a meal plan. Okay. And get everything that you need for your optimal dietary changes, for you to make good changes in your diet that would undo this physiological adaptation of diabetes in under 30 seconds every day. Okay, so the first thing is minimize your carbs. So I didn't say that you can never eat your potato and your yam and your fufu. Okay, I never said you can't eat those things anymore. What I said is to minimize it, as well as giving space. Fasting is very essential. And what is going to help you fast? Because I know some of you, you tell me now that diabetes makes you hungry and thirsty, right? The way to go about it is to include more healthy fat so that you can stay longer without eating. It would make you feel less hungry. Okay, it would make you feel less hungry. If you eat 100 grams of chocolate cake, it's not the same thing as eating 100 grams of vegetables. I want to show you quickly. What I'm talking about if you can see my screen. Can you see this brown circle I'm drawing right now on my screen? Can you see it? So I'm going to draw 2 circles, okay? Please let me know if you can see what I am annotating. Can you see it? Okay, all right. Now, let's assume that these 2 circles are your stomach, okay? Now, this is 100 grams of 100 grams of your chocolate cake. You can see it doesn't fill your tummy. But if you take in 100 grams of lettuce, so you have one lettuce, you have another lettuce here, you have another lettuce here, you have another one here, you have another one here, you have another one here, 100 grams is still counting, okay? Just 100 grams. Can you see that it fills your stomach more? It would fill your stomach more than 100 grams of cake would, or 100 grams of fufu would, okay? If this is your fufu right here. So taking in your healthy fats and more vegetables would it will help you go for longer periods so that you don't feel hungry, okay? And doing so, you can reduce your blood sugar and your insulin. And you wouldn't need to take so much medications to control your insulin and your blood sugar levels. Okay? So minimize your carbs, add more protein and healthy fats using the list I have already given you. Okay? And also the times that you are eating as well. All right? Try to eat less frequently in a day. It doesn't help you eating 5-6 times in a day. Okay? And if you must use anything as snacks, if you want to snack, use berries and use your nuts. Okay? Your cashew nuts, your ground nuts, use those ones as your snacks instead. Okay? And as you can say that you have a 9-to-5 job, your environment, your age, your time, you have 5 children, you cannot be preparing all these meals. Okay, if you cannot eat it all due to all these external factors, why not get supplements instead? So why not get your vitamins and your minerals that you would get from protein, your healthy fats, and then your antioxidants, which is the major key that is in your fruits and vegetables. That's why we advise eat your fruits and veggies, eat your fruits and veggies. The reason is that it contains antioxidants. Okay, that would help to give your body everything your body needs for a reset. Okay, now I want us to move on. Supplementation is actually one of the keys, okay, to helping you undo this adaptation. And I'm not just coming up with this. In the Journal of Food and Nutrition Research in 2017, they demonstrated that supplementation of astaxanthin, which is one of the strongest antioxidants, healthy omega-3 fats, and multivitamins, improved glucose metabolism. That means that instead of forcing your body to accept the glucose, supplementing these 3 things can help your body naturally respond to glucose, okay, and reduce insulin resistance in overweight and obese individuals. Okay, so instead of using your medications to force your body to react, you can use your supplementation instead, okay, while you are also making changes to your diet by fasting more, okay, minimizing your carb and improving on your healthy fats consumption. Okay, so I have a question for you. If you follow what I've shared with you in Secret 1, you utilize this new way of managing your diabetes firstly with your food. Then you follow what I shared with you in Secret 2. Instead of just lowering your carbohydrates, increase your fats, increase your protein, increase your healthy fats, okay? So that you can have more time to go without eating. And then you follow what I shared with you in Secret 3. You create a simple meal plan for yourself using the list I've already given to you, your list of healthy fats and healthy proteins, okay? So you can minimize your carbohydrates and add some of those things on the list I shared with you, add them to your diets, okay? And those of you that cannot eat it all, you can get your vitamins, your antioxidants, and your healthy fats in supplemented form, okay? So that even if you don't have an amazing balanced diet, you are not missing out on the nutrients and healthy fats that you need, okay? So that your body can undo this adaptation on its own. You are the only one that can reduce your insulin resistance. There would never be a pill for it. There would never be a cure for it because your body is the only thing that can do it for you. And you must give your body the right tools and put it in a right condition for it to undo this adaptation for you. There is no other way to this, okay? So if you follow everything I've shared with you today, up until this point, do you think that it would work for you? I would love to see your comments in the chat. If you follow everything that we've talked about so far, do you think that it would work for you? Do you think that you would be successful? I would love to see your comments in the chat. Do you think that you'll be successful at managing your diabetes properly without having to go through adverse side effects? Do you think that you'd be able to do that? Please let me know. All right. I see a lot of people saying yes. So that means that we have definitely learned something today. Okay. All right. So I have another question for you. How many of you are excited about what we just talked about so far? Do you feel happy that you now know the cause of diabetes, how your drugs work? Do you feel happy that you now know a better way to go about diabetes? Do you have a different viewpoint of diabetes? Do you now see that it's not a disease, but it's just an adaptation of your life? Okay. And it's so simple for you to undo it. Are you excited about everything that we just talked about? Okay, I see your comments in the chat. And how many of you feel a bit overwhelmed? Because I have shared a lot of information actually. So how many of you feel like this is too much information for you? Does anybody feel like I gave away too much information that you were not able to go through the presentation with me? Is anybody feeling overwhelmed? Okay, so no one is feeling overwhelmed. Okay, Yinka says yes. There are some things I'm hearing for the first time. Okay. Well, that's good. New information. Okay. All right. Now, it is usually impossible for me to show you everything that you need to get results in a 90-minute presentation. Okay. So remember, I said I'm going to end at 8:30 on the dot. Okay. So it would be impossible for me to show you everything that you need to get results in a 90-minute presentation, but I have tried. I have tried to cover as much as possible, all the important information that I think you need in order to make good decisions for your life and for your diet moving forward, right? Now, I have created a special package for those who are ready to move forward and for those who really want to implement, not just to talk, but to actually do what I have shared with you today, okay? I have created a very special package that would help you manage your diabetes better with food, all right? So is it okay if I use the remaining time to go over this special offer I have created for you? If it's not okay, then we can end the session right here, okay? Because I am done giving you all the information that you need, okay? So it is only with your permission that I move on. But if you don't give me the permission, I would simply end the session right here and we can go, okay? So please let me know, is it okay if I use the remaining time that we have to go over a special offer for those of you that want to do and implement all this information I've shared with you today, okay? All right, okay, I see your comments. Thank you for giving me the go ahead. Okay, so here's what I have for you. The first thing I have for you is a meal plan, okay? And I also have an intermittent fasting guide for you, okay? Now, I also have your supplements that contain the 3 categories I talked about, your vitamins, your healthy fats, and your antioxidants, the strongest antioxidants, okay? The one that the journal recommended, I have it here for you, okay? So I want us to go through this short video. Let's see the content of this pack, all right? Okay, so the first thing we have is a multivitamin and mineral, okay? Because all your vitamins are important and everything plays a role. So we have all the vitamins and minerals you must eat from your diet. We have everything here, okay, in this single pill so that you don't have to have multiple vitamins and minerals to take in one day, okay? You don't need to get just calcium or just iron or just folate. You have everything already together here in one single capsule, okay? So we have our multivitamin and mineral. The next thing is astaxanthin, which is our key antioxidant. And that is one of the major tools that our body needs in order for us to bring down that insulin. Okay? Because remember, our pancreas is not broken. Okay? It's working perfectly fine. But our body still needs help in order to bring that insulin down, the one that has already been secreted. Okay? And lastly, we have our healthy fats, which are very, very important to make sure that you can go, through your fasting times without feeling hungry. So your healthy fats, your omega-3s would be very efficient for that. And your meal plan as well, that gives you your content for 1 month, the specific foods that you should eat, and your recipes, how to create them, your snacking ideas, and also the times that are best for you to fast and get results. Okay, so I've put these 2 things together so that you don't neglect your diet with your meal plan, and that you can also accelerate your results by supplementing some foods that are necessary, so that anytime that you have to go to work or that you have to take your kids to school, that you don't get that balanced diet, you don't miss out on anything. You don't deprive your body what it needs through these supplements. They are like a backup plan for you, okay? To make sure that when you slip behind, you can still make up for lost time, okay? So with these 2 things together, you'd be able to boost your immune system without stress of dieting so hard, okay? You will also say goodbye to side effects of medications, because your astaxanthin and your vitamins and minerals would help you with side effects of your medications, okay? And you would also begin to feel good about your health and your life, and also spend less on hospital bills, because now you begin to recover, okay? And depend less on medications. And with these 2 things together, you would also be able to get rid of insulin resistance. You'll be able to get rid of the poor health that comes with diabetes, okay? And its medications, and you'd be able to get rid of the fear that comes with being a diabetic patient, or fearing that you would one day suffer a stroke, or you would one day suffer a liver failure, or get amputated, etc. So with these 2 things together, you are free from that fear, because you are now undoing the adaptation in the way you are supposed to, okay? The way your body wants you to go about it, all right? So those things would no longer be a fear or a factor. So with these 2 things, diabetes and its struggles, the problem of diabetes and its struggles is already solved for you, okay? So I've saved you on the time of thinking about what you should eat, how you should structure your meals, everything, how you should fast, when should you fast, what should you take on your fast, can you take your tea, can you take your beverage? All these questions have already been answered with your meal plan, okay? And the supplements are there to boost your immune system and to accelerate your results. Because even if it took you 20 years to develop diabetes, it would take you less time to get over it, to reverse it, because none of your organs are malfunctioning. If you give your body the right tools, giving it a good diet and supplementing it when you are not, in the position to eat a good diet, then your body would adapt to a better and a healthier lifestyle, okay? And then you can reverse your diabetes, okay? So with this, you are saving time on trial and error, okay? And you are also sticking to a clinically approved and a natural way, okay? These supplements are medically and clinically approved, okay? So you are safe, all right? Now, I want us to see how this combination has helped some people, okay? So here we have Mrs. Dominic. She's a medical doctor herself. She said that she ordered 2 packs for a patient who had pre-diabetes, okay, accompanied with bad eyesight. And while he was still on the first pack, the blood sugar went from 21 to 4. And his blurry vision, which was also as a result of the high blood sugar, got back to normal. And she also placed him on a low carb with intermittent fasting. So the supplements plus a low carb diet and intermittent fasting can really deal with diabetes. Okay, and this is everything that I have explained to you, and also what I have put together for you with your meal plan and your supplements, so that you can have the both of them working together. And she also says, another of my patients took it for erectile dysfunction and got his activity back on track. Not because it's a miracle product of some kind, but simply because it contains zinc and it contains an antioxidant that really helps men with their erection. Okay, so this is not some form of miracle product that when you take it, you are now cured from 100% of your diseases. No, it is simply to help give your body the right condition it needs, okay, for proper, adaptation, just like I've explained to you already, okay? So let's hear from this man, and let's hear what he has to tell us using this combination that I have shared with us already.
Okay, sir. Good morning. How are you doing? Good morning. So we got to notice that since you started taking Wellness by Oriflame, Wellness by Oriflame for men, that you have seen a lot of changes on your body system. Can we know the issue that you are passing through before you started taking Wellness by Oriflame for men? You're welcome. Thank you, sir. I didn't know about this Oriflame wellness pack for men. I didn't know it from that. Okay. So how did you get to know about the products? I was sick for some couple of months back. I was in the hospital for like 1 year and 6 months. I'm an amputee. I lost my right limb to diabetic. When I come back from hospital, I don't know how my wife come across the wellness program and had that to help me, my immune system, contributing, giving me strength to operate. As one who is learning on how to use the process that I'm using now. That will help me. So, because she wanted me to go into using the products, she had to register as a member, one of the marketers or a vendor. So she registered so that to help her get the products, procure the product for me at any time I need it. Okay. So she probably began using it. I really saw the great improvement in my system. Plus, besides the complication, I had some other problems. Like I had a problem on my neck and this right arm. I had a spinal problem that affected my neck and my shoulder. I think it up the joint, the skin bones on my shoulder, but I couldn't raise the right hand. I was not using it to do anything again. It was a difficult problem for me. It was very difficult for me to hold my palms, to form a fist like this.
I was not even writing again with my right hand. It was a serious problem for me to sign my signature again with the right hand. Well, my wife, I've done this. She did a video recording of my dancing step the other day.
Yes.
That she has used to help the Oriflame company in marketing their products. Because when they look at it, see an amputated man, a man with a single limb,
dancing. Okay, you can now dance with your legs.
Dance with my leg, I walk, I move around. I don't even use walking stick again.
Try.
I drive my vehicle myself.
Nobody wow.
Again.
Yeah, it's true.
I drive my vehicle now. Nobody drives me again.
Okay.
I don't even have any driver attached to me again. So since I began to use
awareness back for men.
The product.
You know, I have this client that has been down with a stroke. And now, to the point that he lost his speech. I've treated him. He has responded positively to treatment. He can walk, yet he can't talk. So I decided to recommend a wellness for men to him, for the man who is treating him, to allow us use this supplement. Graciously, the man agreed. So we ordered for the wellness product for men. My dear, yeah, I was shocked. 2 weeks into the treatment, the man started talking. He's talking now as I speak. His speech is not clear as it used to be. But he called my name. He was talking. He was excited that he's getting better. They've already told me that now this one is finishing. They'll buy another one. This is just the first pack. It's not as if they've even completed it yet. So you see that wellness for men, and that wellness, there's something about it. It is very good. It is very, 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 very good. I love it. Me, I want to buy one for myself. It's not as if I'm sick, but I want to get better.
I can now read my Bible just within 5 days of taking Oriflame. I can now read my Bible just within 5 days of taking Oriflame Wellness. This is unimaginable. Wow, I'm so grateful to Jehovah for the gift of Oriflame Wellness. I advise everyone, please, if you are currently using glasses, I'm not saying you should throw your glasses away, but all I'm seeing now is like a miracle. With this product that I just started using, now I can read the prints. In fact, they appear bold to me.
Okay, so the point of all these reviews that I'm showing you is so that you can understand that certain vitamins, minerals, fats, and antioxidants are essential for your healing. Not because the product is one miracle product that can cure all the problems that you have, but simply because if you give your body the right tools, your body can definitely heal itself, okay? So I really want us to understand that. And also some of the things that you are at risk for, such as stroke and having a blurry vision and, blindness, as diabetic patients can be taken care of in a natural way, okay? And the last set of reviews that I have for you is Ayode says, I think it's a detoxifier because I felt it removed excess sugar from my body. I feel light and healthy. And Oreoluwa says, my customer who has diabetes got it and the changes she has been noticing have been mind-blowing. Now, I know you are thinking, how can I be sure that this would work for me? With everything that I have explained, I don't think I need to go further in explaining to you that there is a pattern that you need to follow when it comes to reversal of diabetes. The first thing is how you are currently eating right now. The first thing you need to start with is your sugar. Then you go on to your processed foods, then how frequently you eat, and also your carbohydrates. And everything in that section has been taken care of you with your 1 month meal plan that I will be giving you. And if for any reason your body still needs help to accelerate your treatment, the supplements are there to give your body that boost, that push, okay, that it needs, okay, so that you don't have to spend another 20 years with reversing diabetes, okay? You can do it within a short period of time. Now, I want us to look at something critical from Dr. Sten Ekberg. He's a holistic doctor based in the US. And he says the deadliest disease is insulin resistance because it kills people 3 times faster than even cancer. Sadly, many people are tied to their medications without realizing that this deadly disease comes from poor eating and lifestyle choices of over 20 years, just like I've already explained, right? He goes on to say, if man can simply learn to eat right and supplement the complete nutrients they are unable to get from food due to their seasons and locations, they can transform their whole life and health. Eating right is the best medicine for all. There would be no need for daily medications for diseases such as hypertension and diabetes if man simply learned to eat right for himself. Okay, so you can see that Dr. Sten completely agrees with all the information I've shared with you, because this is just a simple, concise, and precise information of everything I've shared with you today. Okay, so I've already done my research to understand why people don't see results from products. And it has also taken me enough time, effort, and money to find a good company that produces products naturally and partner with them so that you can have these products at your fingertips easily and very fast without having to worry, okay, about how you are going to get them, okay? So let's go over the cost of everything that you have currently. The first thing is your antioxidant, your astaxanthin, which is the red capsule. It is valued at 40,000. You now have 2 pure omega-3 capsules sourced from fish at 5,000. And you have your 22 essential vitamins and minerals at 30K. And you have your 1 month meal plan and your intermittent fasting guide at 8,000 naira value. So everything together is priced at 83,000. Now, obviously, I'm not going to charge you 83,000, but if I did charge you 83,000 and all that it did for you was to, 1, help you stabilize your blood sugar, boost your health, take away all fears of you suffering a stroke or a heart failure, help you with the side effects from your medications, would this 83K be worth it to you? If all this package did was to allow your body to heal itself, okay? Allow your body heal itself, to boost your immune system, to lower your blood sugar, help you to undo this adaptation of diabetes, provide you with multivitamins and your healthy fats that would help you reverse your insulin resistance so that you can feel happy, okay, without feeling like you are trapped to diabetes. Do you feel like 83,000 naira would be worth it to you? I would love to see your comments in the chat because I really want to know. Obviously, I'm not going to charge you at this price, but I really want to know your point of view. Do you feel like it is worth it for you to be able to improve your health and your life from the shackles of diabetes? I would love to see your comments in the chat. Okay. Okay, I see your comments. So you agree with me. That's good. Now, I've had 2 choices. I can go as cheap as possible to try and sell as many of these supplements and my meal plan to you as possible. Or I can demand a higher investment from you with a more personalized guide and make sure that you see results with your resources. Okay, so what is it worth it to you? Okay, how much is this offer worth it to you? Okay, so let us start with the supplements. Your supplements are reduced to the price of 46,990, and your meal plan has been reduced to the price of 8,000. So you can get your supplements at 46,990, and you can get your meal plan at 8,000 respectively. Okay. All right, now is the time for questions. So I have some frequently asked questions on my list here. So one of the questions I get asked a lot is this a drug? The simple answer is no. Okay, these are simply supplements, okay, in their purest and most natural forms. One of the reasons people complain that their supplements don't work for them is that most supplements today are synthetic, okay? If you go to the market, okay, to purchase supplements, 9 times out of 10, you are getting synthetic versions. And that's why they are so economical, okay? And natural supplements that are sourced from plants, okay, that are completely pure and natural without any preservatives, okay, or any synthetic ingredients, they are higher in their price, but they are 50 times more effective than synthetic versions. So when people use supplements and they complain that supplements don't work for them, many of the time they are using synthetic versions of supplements. So you may want to consider using pure and naturally sourced supplements, okay, which I provide you with in the wellness pack, okay? Does wellness have side effects? The answer is no. These are clinically approved supplements, okay? So they are recommended to you by doctors and they don't have any side effects, okay? Can a pregnant or breastfeeding lady take it? I would not recommend that you take these supplements if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, okay? If you want to, then I would advise that you see your doctor, okay? How long will I take it? / how many packs do I need? Because you are not doing this because, you are doing this because you want to undo this unhealthy adaptation that you have right now. You can use wellness for as long as you need to, okay? Some people would need just 1 or 2 packs and they are good to go. And other people would need to use the packs for longer periods, depending on how long you have been diabetic, okay, how serious your case is, and also your medical history, okay? So everybody would not have the same time frame with the wellness pack. Some people just need it for a few months and they are okay, they are good to go. With the meal plan, they just continue and they are undoing their insulin resistance, they are reversing their diabetes, okay? While other people would need to take it for longer periods. Also, because of the benefits, other people choose to keep taking them because they help them with their side effects and they just help them boost their immune system. So I would say that the choice is yours, but you need to start with just 1 pack, okay? You need to first of all start with 1 and see how your body responds to it, okay? How long does delivery take and what are the payment options? Now, as at this time, we don't have a payment on delivery option, okay? So the only payment option we have is you make payments for your products and we deliver it to you, okay? Now, I know with the situation of the country, so many people, don't trust people online, with their money and their products. But I just want to give you my word that if you do make payments for your products, you will get your products, okay? So here we have a screenshot from one of my previous customers. She says, "Thank you, Rita. My package was delivered yesterday. I made payments on Monday. Thanks once more." Okay. Now I want us to also go into my WhatsApp now. So we are going into my screen. You should be able to see my WhatsApp. Okay. I want to show you a live from one of my recent clients, okay? So she says, I texted her, "Good morning, sister." She's a reverend sister. You wouldn't believe I was just about to text you. "Have you received your supplements, please?" And she says, "Yes. Meanwhile, I received the package from DHL Dispatch. He brought it right inside my office." Okay. And she ordered again. Okay. So she ordered another pack. And she said, "I got it today. Bravo." Okay. So this is just from one of my clients. Okay. This is directly in my WhatsApp chat. Okay. So that's just to show you that if you do make payments for your products, you will definitely get your package. Okay. So that's for that. And we are on to the free gift for staying to the very end of our session today. Okay. So thank you for coming to the end with me. here's my free gift for you. Okay. So for the first 5 people, okay, I will be giving you a free delivery to anywhere you are in Nigeria. And I am also reducing the price by giving you a 10% discount. So instead of 46,990, you can get yours at 42,990. Okay. And once the 5 slots are up, it's back to the normal price. Okay. So however long it takes for these 5 slots to be done, that's when it ends. Okay. If the 5 slots are not taken yet, your discount still remains. Okay. And your free delivery as well. Okay. To anywhere you are in Nigeria, I will deliver to you for free of charge. And I also give you a 10% discount on your order. All right. And for your meal plan, you also have a 50% discount as well for also 5 people. Okay. So you have your meal plan at 5,000 naira only instead of 10,000. Okay. And I give it to you. This is an ebook. You are not getting it in physical form. Okay. So I'm discounting this for only 5 people as well. So when the 5 slots are done, the price goes back up. Okay. All right. So remember that your offer ends after 5 people purchase, and you have my number here as well as my account details. Okay. So if you do make payments, please give me a call. All right. So your wellness supplements are discounted for you at 42,990, and your meal plan is also discounted at 50%. Okay. All right. So please ask me your questions now for those of you who have questions. Okay. We are done with our session for today. Thank you so much for being with me. Please ask me your questions. And if we don't have questions, we are done. I would send a replay to your email as well as the WhatsApp group. Okay. For those of you who are on the WhatsApp group. Okay. So please ask me your questions now. Now is the time for questions. Okay. Okay, I see one from Engineer Sam. I have a question for you. With this new plan, can I stop my present drugs? You can stop your drugs in the long term, absolutely. Okay. Now, I wouldn't be able to tell you to stop taking your medications, because if you have been taking your medications for a long time and you stop taking your medications abruptly, it can cause your diabetes to come back in full force, okay, even worse than it was before. So the way to go about it is, with your meal plan and your supplements, when you start to see positive results, you can go to your doctor, okay? The first thing they will do for you is to reduce your dosage, or they can reduce how frequently you take your medications. So only your doctor will be able to do that for you, okay? Because I don't have your past medical history. I'm not your physician, okay? So the person that gave you your medications, that puts you on your medications, would be best to take you off your medications. So with your medications, you have to take it slow. You can either reduce your dosage or you reduce how frequently you take it. So if you are taking it 5 times a week, it can reduce to 4, 3 times a week before you then get off your medications totally. So it's a very, very patient process, okay? If not, I don't want you to have a rebound. Okay, so you have to start slow, start with your positive results. When you start seeing good results, you can then go back to the clinic for a checkup. Okay, there is no reason you should be on medications if your blood sugar and your insulin levels are optimal. Okay, all right. So I hope that that answers your question, Engineer Sam. Okay, any other question, please? Any other question? Okay, you're welcome, sir. Any other question? Please ask me your questions. Any question at all concerning the entire content, concerning the supplements, concerning the meal plan, whatever it is, kindly ask me now, okay? And if you don't have any questions, we are done for the class. Thank you for being a part of my session. Mr. Babatunde, can you please text me on WhatsApp so that I can add you to the group, okay? Okay, Olamide says, with all this, how long will it take to see results? Okay, people start to see results with their first pack. Some people with their first pack, they see good results, okay? They see improvements with their health, while other people would need to go for longer periods before they begin to see results, okay? So I would say that depends on how well your body responds to supplements and your meal plan, okay? Or should I say how fast your body responds, okay? So please, 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 a key word I want to put out there is patience. This is not magic. This is not, you are undoing 2 decades worth of problem. So please be patient with your body. Be patient with your process. Okay. The reason I put this webinar together is for you to, number one, understand what you are doing. When you understand what you are doing, you won't give up so easily. Okay. So please, patience with your body system is very, very important. Okay. All right. With the 47 cover, what does 47,990 cover? I missed out on the analysis. Okay. So 47,990 covers your supplements as well as your meal plan. Okay. And you have the both of them discounted. Okay, Mr. Babatunde, I hope that answers your question. Okay. How many packs with these payments? With 47,990, you get 1 pack and you get your meal plan. So your meal plan lasts you for 1 month and you can then repeat in your subsequent months. Okay. And I also give you I missed my train of thoughts. I missed my train of thought. I wanted to say something, but I've completely forgotten. But Mr. Emmanuel, it gives you 1 pack and your meal plan. So you can use your meal plan continually, okay? All right. Are the supplements vegan? Yes, they are. They are vegan, they are clean, they are approved medically for you, okay? Can a pre-diabetic take the supplements? Yes, you can. As a pre-diabetic patient, you can take them. And you are actually better off than someone who is already a full-blown diabetic, right? Because now you can prevent the problem from getting worse, okay? So you have the upper hand and your body would respond much faster, okay? Because you are not a full-blown diabetic patient yet. So it takes less time for you to undo the adaptation as it would somebody who is, you know, a full-blown diabetic patient, okay? So I hope that answers your question, Mrs. Victoria and Mr. or Mrs. Olamide. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Any payment plan? Do you mean, what's the word? I've forgotten the word we call it. Installmental payments. At this time, I'm sorry, I don't have an installmental payments plan. Okay. That is, you would like to pay a little now and complete your payment later. I don't have a plan for that at this moment. Okay. So I would advise that you work on the payment plan yourself. Maybe you can see how much you can save up for it, and then you put your money together and then you purchase, okay? But please remember that your discounts is only for 5 people. If it takes the whole year for 5 people to take hold of these discounts, then so shall it be, okay? And if it goes away tonight, then so shall it be as well, okay? It's only for 5 people, okay? Okay, Mr. Solomon says, I hope they are not forever living products. I don't know what forever living is, but I have not heard of that name before. And I do not think they are forever living products. Okay, I've never had a client refer to my products as forever living. Is forever living like a company? What is forever living? While I wait for you, Mr. Solomon, Yinka says, can one stop taking the prescribed drugs for taking this? Okay, please, with your medications, it's not a I wouldn't advise that you stop your medications immediately. It's not advisable. Okay, getting off your medications is a gradual process, please. Okay, and this is why I have to put you through when you get the supplements. Okay, you need to keep using your medications, because if you stop using your medications immediately, you can have a rebound. One day you can just wake up and your blood sugar will be skyrocketed out of control. Okay, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so please, the way to go about it is when you start to see positive results, then you can then have either a reduction in your dosage, or you can have space in between your days. Okay, that's the way to go about it. Okay, and you would have to get off your medications also with your doctor's approval. Okay, that's also very important. Okay, they have to examine you and see that yes, your blood sugar and everything has been optimal over the past few months. Okay, before they can then give you a reduction in your dosage, or they start to give you space in between. Okay, and after a while, people can then get off their medications completely. So it's definitely possible, but it's a gradual process. Okay, so I hope that I've explained very well concerning your medications. Yinka Bolaji. Okay, Mr. Solomon, no, they are not forever living products. Okay, any other questions, please? We are 6 minutes ahead of time. I wanted to end by 8:30. Okay. So if there are no more questions, we can wrap up this session. Discount should be given to us who attended this seminar. I would leave it for 5 people. Okay. I know that some people also can't be here due to challenges, but yes, I do appreciate you being here, Mr. Solomon, for taking out your time and, you know, your data, everything. I appreciate it. Okay. And if the discount is still on, then I would, let me think about it. I would like to leave it for 5 people. Okay. I would like to leave it for 5 people. Depending on when 5 people, you know, take advantage of it. Okay. So Mr. Solomon, I hope that you can make it in time while the slots are still available. Okay. And if they run out, you can you can give me a call and tell me, hi Rita, I attended your seminar live and I want to be given the grace to have my 10% discount. And I would reconsider my decision. Okay. All right. Mr. Wale, I just dropped my number in the chat. Okay. So you can save my number, give me a call tomorrow. Okay. Or any other time that you are available. Okay. So that's my number there. Please take note of it. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? If there are no more questions, can we say good night? Okay. So good night, everyone. Thank you for joining me live. I hope that your time with me today was well spent. Okay. And I hope that you now have a better understanding of your condition and how you can battle it. Okay. And I hope that even if you don't purchase any of the resources, I hope that I've given you enough information to make a change. Okay. That's the ideal thing. All right. So thank you for joining me live. I appreciate your time and your presence. Okay. And this is not the last time we are going to hear from me. So we would discuss more topics in the future, like how your medications work, different types of foods, different vitamins that you should look out for. So there's so much more I have to share with you. So please stick with me, okay? I would speak with you again at a later time, okay? So please take care of yourself, take care of your families, take care of your health, and good night. Bye.